Hi, today we're talking about multiplying decimals. Let's review. So here you see a multiplication problem. It's got a 2-digit number times a 1-digit number. So to multiply, we would just multiply 6 times 9 to get 54. We write down the 4 here and carry our 5. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 5, 35. So we're done. Good. We got that. 612 times 45. So we're going to start over here with this. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Remember, we add a 0 as a placeholder and we multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. This was for the other number. And then 4 times 6 is 24. And then when we're all done, we're adding straight down. 6 plus 8, 14. 4 plus 0 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 7. And then 2 plus nothing is 2. So just a little recap on how to multiply 2-digit and 3-digit numbers. So that's basically what we're doing today, except there's going to be a decimal in our problem. Vic number 1, that stands for very important concept. Number 1, to multiply decimals, you must line up the numbers to the right, just like you would with whole numbers. So just like up here, we lined up our decimals or push all of our numbers over here to the right. If you think about a Word document, when you justify your information and your words, that's what happens. It gets pushed all the way to the right. That's what we're doing here. So we've got a couple of examples, or one is actually done for you here on the board. If it's not done on your paper, go ahead and fill this out. So we have 12.3, or that's read 12 3/10, multiplied by 4.8, which is 4 8/10. We're lining up our numbers to the right. We're going to multiply our whole numbers and ignore the decimals for now. So the first situation, I multiplied 8 by 3 and got 24, carried the 2. 8 times 2, I got 16, but I had to add this 2 to get 18, carry the 1. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Add a 0 for a placeholder. 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1, 9. 4 times 1 is 4. And then I'm adding straight down to get 5904. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to place the decimal in our product by counting the number of decimal places in both of our numbers. So if you look back up here in my numbers, I've got one number behind the decimal in the first number and another digit behind the decimal in the second number, for a total of 2 decimal places. So I'm going to start back here to the right. I'm going to move my decimal twice and put it in my answer. 59 4/100 is the product of these two values. We're going to do a couple here right now together. We've got 1 67/100 times 3/100. So we start by writing down our numbers and multiplying. It just so happens that these two numbers here line up exactly. There's 3 digits in each number, and the decimals just happen to line up exactly. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 7 to get 21, carry the 2. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Now I could go through the rest of the problem and multiply 0 times all of that, and then do another 0 times all of that, but we know that 0 times anything is just 0, and that's not going to change the value of my answer. So I'm actually going to ignore that and jump to the last part of the problem. The last part was to count how many digits I have behind the decimal. In my first number, I've got 2. In my second number, I've got another 2 for a total of 4. So I'm going to start here at the right, and I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. But look here, I've got a hole. I need to fill my hole with a 0. And I always like to lead off, if there's no whole number, I'm going to lead off with a 0 as well. And I'm going to fill in my answer with, let's see, that's the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths place. So I've got 501 10,000ths. That doesn't sound right, but it's 0.0501. Let's look at the next example. If you feel confident and you're ready to try this one out, just pause the video, try it, see if you get it. When you're done, push play and I'll have it up here for you. If not, we're just going to go ahead and continue lining up our numbers to the right justifying them. It just so happens that my decimals line up in this problem. It doesn't have to be that way. Your main concern is to line them up to the right. Now we're just going to multiply. 7 times 6 is 42. Oops. I'm going to write my 2, carry my 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4, 18. Carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1, 29. Same thing happened here. I could go through and I can multiply 0 times all of that and I just get 0. And it's not going to change the value of my answer. So I'm just going to move on to the last step. I've got one number behind the decimal place, another number behind the decimal place. So in my answer, I'm going to have 2 numbers behind the decimal. My final answer, 29 and 82 hundredths. Problem 3. Jen's favorite peaches are $2.50 per pound. She bought 3 5/10 pounds of peaches. How much did she spend? So we're going to start off with our $2.50, multiply it by our 3 1/2 pounds, because 5/10 is the same as 1/2. And we're going to go ahead and go with the multiplying process. 5 times 0 is just 0. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2, 12. Add a 0 as a placeholder. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1, 7. Oh, I'm going to add, I'm running out of space, so I'm just going to put my answer over here. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. And I've got actually 3 numbers behind the decimal, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And it looks like she's spending $8.75 on those peaches. We've got some problems for you to try. They should be on your paper. But if not, they're here. Why don't you take a minute, pause the video, push play, and I'll write the answers on the board for you. Here you are. Hope you got them correct.